Hello and welcome to Faith in 5, where we explore ethical, philosophical and religious concepts in 5 minutes or under. Today we're looking at the controversial topic of abortion. The abortion debate is generally broken up into two groups. In no particular order, there is the pro-life movement, which includes people who are against abortion. Then there is the pro-choice movement, which is made up of individuals that believe they have full rights to do what they want with their bodies, including having an abortion. Before we look at the arguments for each position, we first need to understand the position of the law. Put simply, abortion is legal in the UK up to 24 weeks if it meets the following conditions. If it has been agreed by two doctors. If existing children will suffer. For example, if having another child will plunge the family into poverty, leading to the children suffering and being neglected. If the mother's health will suffer. For example, having a child could result in her dying, having extreme mental health difficulties, or even committing suicide. Finally, if the baby will be seriously disabled and will have a very poor quality of life, in this case, an abortion can take place well after the 24-week cutoff. In the latest government report from the Office for National Statistics, it shows that over 200,000 abortions were carried out in 2018 in England and Wales. This is expected to rise, as previously we've seen a year-on-year increase. Recently, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the government has legalised home abortion. Mary Stopes, an organisation of 60 clinics across the UK, made a statement showing that telemedical appointments are now available if you are deemed as eligible for a home abortion. If you are, then you'll be sent 2 pills. The first stops the pregnancy developing, and the second causes you to eject the fetus. This can be done for a pregnancy up to 10 weeks. It's unclear at this stage if the legislation will continue after the pandemic is over. Interestingly, in the US, Alabama recently voted to give doctors who perform abortions up to 99 years in prison, which is the same as rapists and murderers. Let's get to the arguments. Pro-choicers argue that abortion should be legal as women have bodily autonomy. This means they govern or rule their own bodies, and no one should force a woman to do something she does not want to do with it. This would include the fact that it's her choice to carry the fetus or not. Existing children. If having an abortion would plunge a family into poverty, existing children could suffer a lack of finance, food, or even critical love and attention. The child may not be wanted. This could cause the mother to be cruel and neglectful to the child, giving it a poor quality of life. If a woman is in education and perhaps the pregnancy was an accident, this could have huge implications for her life, and the barrier of an existing child should be removed. A pregnancy could also lead to the death of a mother, and that will lead them to both dying or the child becoming motherless. Some people argue that a fetus is really a bunch of cells, not a human, meaning it is not entitled to the right to life, as found in the UN Declaration of Human Rights. And finally, if a woman has been raped, the child will be a painful reminder which could seriously damage her mental well-being. Furthermore, she did not consent to it. Ethicist Judith Jarvis Thomson furthers this point with her famous violinist argument in her article, A Defense of Abortion. Imagine you were sleeping one night. During your rest, the Society of Music Lovers plugged a famous violinist into your circulatory system. The violinist is dying and needs 9 months to recover. If you remove him from your circulatory system, he will die. Thomson argues you have every right to remove him, as you did not consent to letting him use your body. In the same way, if you have been raped, you did not consent to having a child you would have to carry for 9 months, so you have every right to remove the fetus. Pro-lifers, on the other hand, are often religious, but here are some non-religious arguments as to why they are against abortion. Firstly, a fetus is a human life, meaning it should be entitled to human rights, specifically the right to life. This argument would still stand even in the case of rape. Next, they argue you don't have to keep the child, as you can have it adopted or fostered. This avoids the needless loss of life. Also, you don't know what the child will grow up to be. You could literally be murdering a genius who could come up with the next cure to cancer. The child did not choose to be born. If you had sex, you made that child, and you knew the consequences. The fetus should not be made to suffer because of your actions. Finally, we have this, which is called a slippery slope argument. If we allow abortion at 24 weeks, that could then become 28 weeks, then a day before birth, and it could even lead to infanticide. Infanticide is the killing of a young infant. The controversial Australian ethicist Peter Singer argues in his book Practical Ethics that some humans, including young children, are not yet people. They do not have memories, attachments, or true emotions, and as they are not yet people, they don't qualify for human rights, such as the right to life. He also argues that in a world where our population is becoming a real strain on our natural resources, that it is a sensible, moral way to reduce human impacts on the earth. I've included a slide to guide you to wider reading on this subject, and we'll add the links below. Make sure to check out the AQARS exams skills Faith in 5 video, as well as the abortion and religion video. That was your Faith in 5.